to be awesome. He made that for us with us in mind. And that's the kind of environment, that's the kind of thing that God wanted for us to have. He made it to be good. But pornography pollutes all of that. It takes something that God meant for good, and it uses our own desires against us to rob us, to take from us. Now, how many of you have ever heard that having sexual desires was a sin? You better not be thinking about that, sex. You better not be talking about it because it's a sin. Having those desires is wrong. You don't know. Well, I kind of have a little problem with that because God made me. And He made that desire, and He created that desire in me to do what it is that God's called me to do, and for me to fulfill part of my function in His creation. The desire to want to have sex is not a sin. Lust is a sin. Lust is when you say, I don't care about anything else. I just need somebody to scratch my itch. And I don't care who does it or how it's done. I'm just looking out for me. I have this need that needs to be taken care of. That's lust. Lust doesn't care about who it is, where it is. It doesn't matter. It's all this is a selfish thing. That's a sin. But before we get into all that talk, let's talk about pornography and what pornography is. The definition of pornography is anything that is created to cause sexual excitement and arousal. And this is normally done through literature, through dirty stories, pictures, or videos. It's done in a variety of ways. But it's usually something that's intended and created not to be art, but for just purely for sexual arousal. Porn is an addictive drug. Porn is something that is addictive. It's something that might start out small. It might start off with a MySpace ad. You see a MySpace, find someone in your area. And there's a woman with her boobs hanging out. She's like, and you go, see what's going on in my area. And it might start innocently enough. Maybe they don't allow nudity on MySpace. They don't allow stuff like that on Facebook or YouTube. But that doesn't stop it from happening. You get this little advertisement. You get an email from somebody named Rolanda who wants to be your friend. And you click on Rolanda's little thing, and then it shoots you to this porn website. And it can happen to anybody. It might start off with something innocent, but it's addictive, something that pulls you in. It's something that continues to take you down this road. It's not something that's very easy to let go of. A matter of fact, when we're talking about pornography addiction and becoming addicted to pornography, it can happen with as little as one look. One look, somebody can go to their friend's house and they can whip out this magazine from underneath their bed and check this out. That one look, it could be all it takes. Become addicted to pornography. And some of you guys are like, so? What's so bad about that? Like, who cares? Addicted to porn, what's that going to do? Well, we're going to talk about what it's going to do. Porn addiction is caused by an exposure to pornography over time. It creates a need for frequent and constant sexual stimulation. That means that you're not just satisfied with looking at it anymore. You want more. When you leave your home, when you leave school, and you're coming home, you're like, man, I want to watch a video when I get home. It's been every bit of 6 hours since I've seen some boobies. And I need to get home. It's a constant need for sexual stimulation. It's an recurring thing. So let me tell you a little bit about why pornography and a pornography addiction is going to hurt you and can hurt you. Pornography robs us. It takes from us. Porn hurts us in many different ways, and it affects men differently than the way it affects women, but it's just as devastating for both. Porn robs us of value. There it is. That was awesome. Porn robs us of value. Clinical porn addiction creates a view of human worth, often leading to dangerous actions. Okay, that's like the Webster Dictionary version of what it is. Creates an attached view of human worth, often leading to dangerous actions. But check this out. Serial killers, school shooters, serial rapists, pedophiles, and child abductors have one thing in common. It all started with a pornography addiction. All those horrible, bad, really just awful things started off with simple pornography addictions. Not everybody who slipped into that was crazy. Not everybody who slipped into that horrible, bad stuff. You say pedophile, everybody goes, ugh. You see kidnapper or rapist, everybody goes, ugh. But these people weren't crazy. There was nothing wrong with them. It started off very simply with a pornography addiction.